than a month out from a new deadline that could throw a real travel wrench into your Thanksgiving plans. Monday, November 22nd is the deadline for federal employees to be vaccinated, and that includes the Transportation Security Administration, the TSA, which is already having staffing problems.
Yeah, and it could get worse. As of earlier this month, just 60% of TSA employees were partially vaccinated. And even if a bunch more start getting their shots between now and the 22nd, they won't be fully vaccinated in time for that deadline. So it's obviously a concern at a time as busy as Thanksgiving, when AAA says 4.5 million people flew in 2019, the last one before the pandemic. So joining us live to talk more about this is Christine Randise, Travel Plus Manager for AAA of Western and Central New York. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So we don't at this point know the final number of those TSA workers who are going to be off the job as we head into this busy travel season. But based on what you're hearing right now, how disruptive do you think the Thanksgiving weekend may be? And you know, what is that forecast looking like?
Well, I mean, as you can imagine, we're not new to this. You know, the past 18 months has been like a roller coaster in the travel world. But you know, we're not really hearing a lot of negative information right now because, you know, you just don't know what it's going to bring. But what we can do, you know, here at AAA, we like to advise our members on the best way to go about handling a situation that comes up like this last minute. And, you know, some of the biggest things that we like to tell our members is make sure you're at that airport an hour to an hour and a half earlier than what you normally would. So for a domestic flight, we tell people 90 minutes. I know 3 hours seems like a lot, but you know, you're better off to go to that airport, have a cup of coffee, relax, and have that peace of mind once you get through security. Because if things start to happen and they're shorter staffed than they already are now, it's going to take you longer to get through the security line.
You can plan ahead as far as day of, but for someone who's planning to fly next month, what do you recommend as far as looking deeper into it, as far as things like travel insurance? Is that a good idea in this day and age?
So, of course, travel insurance, even more so now, is always a good thing. But the thing with the travel insurance is it covers you for all those unexpected, you know, reasons to need to cancel. I will say that there is travel delay on insurance, but it covers you for like a covered reason, something unforeseen, a plane breaks down, or you know, you can't get a crew in time for, you know, various different reasons. It's not necessarily going to cover you for a situation like this. You know, we have control to be at the airport a lot sooner than we normally would. So generally speaking, insurance is not going to cover you for not showing up in time to get through security reasonably. However, there are insurances out there that are canceled for any reason, and that would give you a portion of the money back. But really, in the situation that could potentially be brewing right now, it's the sooner you get there, the better. It leaves you more time hanging around the airport, but it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, and I think those of us who live here in Buffalo get so spoiled, right, Christine? Because we can, I mean, there have been instances I've shown up at the Buffalo airport on time, but I've made it through the entire security process in like 8 minutes. It's amazing, and we're very fortunate. So don't take that for granted and don't assume it's going to be like that this time around. I want to ask you, you know, the vaccine mandate is not suddenly going to go away, barring a court stepping in as we get closer. So is this something that AAA is also expecting we may have to deal with over the longer term? I mean, right now we focus on Thanksgiving, but, you know, right after that, you've got Christmas travel as well.
Right. I mean, heading into a pretty busy time for travel in general, because both the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then peak season for travel, you know, at least in our neck of the woods here, is that January through April timeframe. So, you know, here's the thing with AAA. We are aware of all the situations that go on. We are constantly monitoring. We are constantly discussing situations, discussing the best way to handle them. And really, that is the best reason to use a travel agent, because we're there to help you, you know, before, during, and after, and all those last minute changes that seem to pop up. And really, that's all we can do right now is kind of like roll with what comes our way and give the best advice that we can.
Helping us help ourselves. Christine Randise is the Travel Plus Manager for AAA of Western and Central New York. Thank you so much. We appreciate all the information.
Thank you.
Anytime I'm traveling this late in the year, as weather starts to become a factor, you know, you gotta put that in too, which the travel insurance at least helps you if it's a weather problem.
Right.
TSA could be another story.
Yes. That is the town hall for tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Yeah, we appreciate you watching. If you have a question or comment, you can text our text line 716-849-2220. Don't forget, we do the 10-digit dialing now, right?